Now, celebrity news on Jesse Williams granted visitation and child support significantly reduced. Now, if you remember who or recall who Jesse Williams is, he used to play on Grey's Anatomy and he's decided to go on Broadway and get back onto Broadway. Well, he had originally filed a petition to see his children, visitation petition, and he's saying that his ex-wife, Miss Erin Drake Lee, was interfering in that, and she didn't want him to have the visitation that he had already been approved of. And she said basically it was a disruption to his children, that he was throwing a tantrum, and that he wanted to see his kids when he got ready to, when it would approve, fit whatever he was doing. And she also complained about him asking for a passport, because with the passport he needed for his older son, the oldest child. He was talking about the passport for his oldest child. And so, they have a daughter and then they have a son. And so one of them required a passport. And I believe it was the oldest child. And so she was complaining as well because they have a daughter. And so she was complaining about the child. He was complaining about not getting the passport. And she was complaining that he decided to do this at the last minute. And it was interrupting her making money because, she's I believe, a real estate, she's into real estate. I would say that, into real estate. And so she was complaining that he was making it a last minute request and wasn't giving her time to do these things. And every day she was getting something from him, interrupting her way to make money. So, and then also, if you, he actually was paying like $40,000 in child support, actually 50-some thousand dollars it really was in child support. And he said that his children's lifestyle did not look anything like the money that he was paying. So he also went and he asked for his reduced child support payments, and from like 40,000 plus she was getting also, I believe, alimony. So it came out to be about like 50-some thousand dollars a month. And so he was able to get that reduced down to about, I would say, about 6,300 or something a month, and that is a significantly reduction in child support. So it looks like the judge has been favoring Mr. Williams in this whole case. But again, I don't know the circumstances of what's going on with Miss Erin, but they were battling back and forth because he was saying that she was just being evil and wicked, and she was just not trying to work with him, not trying to be fair. So this is the outcome of what has happened, is that now he was granted the visitation. His daughter is now 8 years of age. And and his son is 7 years old. So the son is 7. So they're like a year apart. And Williams, who's making the move from Los Angeles to New York City this fall to reprise his role in the Broadway revival of Take Me Out. So he was awarded physical custody of his 2 children for dates through January. Then there's visitation for the Christmas holiday. And also they both were ordered to attend 10 sessions of co-parenting counseling. And they have to equally split the fees. So and they're not, and this is another thing too. Additionally, the two are not to discuss this case with or in front of the minor children, nor allow anyone else to do so, and not use the minor children as a messenger to deliver messages to the other parent. That's important because sometimes parents will use children to communicate to the other parent, and children should not, and I'm going to say this, children should not be a part of adult situations. Not in this case, whether you're beefing, fighting, going through a divorce, argument, whatever it is, children should not be in the middle of the foolishness of what adults get themselves involved in, whatever they feel it is, how important each other feel their situation or their point of view or opinion or behavior or actions. Children should not be involved in that. So let me go back to all the people that's involving your children and stuff that you need not to. Let's go back and let me say that again. Not use the minor children as a messenger to deliver messages to the other parent. Also, Williams and Drake Lee are not to ask excessive questions or interrogate the children about what happened when in the other parent's custody. Or post, let's go back, or post, because people be posting things on Instagram, or post, and they be posting things on Facebook, or post, or on Twitter, post derogatory remarks about the other party that the minor children can see in social media. So That ruling comes short after Drake Lee appeared to slam Williams' parenting skills in an Instagram post in mid-September. Okay, so is it good for the health and wellness of a 7-year-old and 8-year-old to be taken out of school on a regular basis? She started complaining about that. And is it reasonable for them to return dazed and confused and then be expected to pick up right up and survive at school the rest of the week? I don't think so, she put with an exclamation mark. Neither do any other parents who actually parent on a routine basis, she wrote. I don't think so, with another exclamation mark. She's going on about this. Neither do any of the parents who actually parent on a routine basis. There's a name for the condition of an adult who expects their children to indulge, caregive, and service that adults desires at the children's expense. She continued, adding that she stayed quiet for far too long. So she's a real estate broker. So forgive me, stand correct. I know she was in real estate, but she's a real estate broker, not an agent, if I did say that. So anyway, she was posting all this stuff, and she shouldn't have been doing it, but people do it. And so Jesse Williams, he's a Tony nominated actor, and he filed a request for an emergency hearing to update their prior custody agreement. He says, I recently agreed to perform in the second run of Take Me Out starting in October of 2022, which is this month, and ending in January of 2023. He said in the court doc, saying that his ex was not letting the children go back to New York for his second stint on Broadway. And that's obtained by TMZ. And, this is interesting because the stick with it, stick with it, walk with ease for 6 weeks, stick with it. And that's what I'm talking about in my other videos about getting into a walking routine. So it's just interesting. It made me think of that October to January, okay, but this will be October to November. But anyway, the play is set to start in October. But the thing is though, about him, he's doing his thing. He's trying to still make money, stay relevant, because he is an actor. And he's asked Aaron, he says, to honor the court's prior order so he can continue to spend quality time with his children while he's in New York. And he said Aaron refused. And there's a lot of articles out here about them. So if you follow Grey Anatomy and you watched it, then he played on there. And so the thing is that parents do need to come to a resolution when it comes to raising children. You have children involved, you have to come to a resolution. You have to be responsible and respectful and act like adults. Act like adults. And none of this stuff, grown folks' business, should not be put in front of children. Children should not be allowed to be listening to grown folks' business in this manner. Children should not be placed in situations to be used as a pawn, as a go-between, as a messenger. Children shouldn't be used that way. They shouldn't be pitted against one another. Let children make up their own minds as they get older, about their parents. But let children really enjoy both parents. Unless children or a child is being put in danger or in harm's way or subjected to things that are inappropriate, children really should be, be able to get to know both of their parents, spend time with both of their parents since they are divorced, Mr. Williams and Miss Lee. They are divorced, so children should be able to spend time with both parents without nonsense. And what did he do? And then pinpointing, because sometimes when children go spend time with, especially the father, you have the mother asking, where did he take you? Who was you all with? What did he do? And then the mother wants to, scrutinize and nitpick and start telling the father what they don't want their children around, and you can't do this and you can't do that, and don't buy my children that particular outfit or shoes, and all types of stuff go on, or that type of toy. Now, I'm saying this so women, please don't attack me, but I haven't heard too much of what men be saying. But I know on Kanye West, he was really speaking out about what he didn't want his older child to be doing, and that was a big controversy. He was going back and forth, on social media and all of that stuff, and everything. But however, it is important for parents to get along, to be able to co-parent responsibly and be responsible adults. You had these children. You have to grow up at some point. You have to take a breath, step back, and start to think about how does it affect your children. Step back and say, am I doing the right thing by my children? And if you can't get, the outcome that's fair and just, you know, because we need to look at what's fair and just for both parties and the children and the best interest of the children. And the parents should step back to make sure the children are placed first and what is best for the children. Then you have to put it in the legal system. And now the government, the legal system, is judicial system is now involved in your business. And so therefore, if you can't resolve it any other way, not through a mediator, you tried those, you've tried your attorneys, and it's not working, then, you know, you wind up in court where the judge decides, listens to all of the testimony, everything on both sides, evidence and everything, and go from there. So I do wish the both of them the best, Mr. Williams and Miss Lee, that y'all can go to parenting classes and take a break in calming down and changing an attitude, you know, and have an attitude of gratitude, because you do have, I'm sure, two beautiful children that you both love, and you need to take care of them. So with that being said, I do wish you both the best, and I wish you success in your parenting sessions. You have 10 sessions to get started. You have 10 sessions to make it right. You have 10 sessions to learn how to talk to one another, to respect one another. You have 10 sessions to try to have a change of heart about whatever it is that you have against one another, to put that aside, to move forward for the best outcome of your children, because you want to raise healthy mindset children, healthy children, mentally and physically. So with that being said, you guys leave your comments below, your respectful comments below. Tell me what you think about this. Did you used to follow Grey Anatomy and watch it? What do you think about him in his new role on Broadway? Do you like him as an actor? But however, what do you really think about this when parents are battling back and forth and arguing in front of children and using children as pawns, and, you know, having children to deliver a message to the other parent because they don't want to talk to them, because it always, you know, leads to an argument and a shut down and shake down, you know, where you don't answer the phone no more. You quit responding to text messages, emails and all that, and all these accusations thrown back and forth. What do you think about that? And if you were a child that was raised like that, where you went through all of that, where there was a divorce, you know, and things like that, how did you make it out alive? And how do you feel about it now, looking back on those situations? And if you're raising children now, how do you see that? And what would you do differently, knowing what you might have experienced, or your, you know, or someone you know close to you, or a brother or sister or aunt or uncle, and you were aware of that, or even grandparents? You know, how did you cope? How did you cope as a child? And what do you think about it now? And what advice can you offer to co-parents, parents that are dealing with this, and you know, and children having to deal with parents going through a divorce or separation? So again, God bless you all. Peace out.